Here we go. I think it was Thursday last week, I was sitting in my office and I heard a noise. It wasn't very loud, and my office faces Pearl Street, and I looked up and there was a 3-car accident in front of me. It distracted me for maybe 2 or 3 minutes. I didn't really feel any effects from that accident other than a minor disturbance during my workday. I was a witness to that accident. And I just want to sort of address the terminology that we use when we talk about exposure to domestic violence or children who witness domestic violence. Living in a home where there's domestic violence, I promise you, is nothing like witnessing something. It is very much experiencing the violence itself. Children who are exposed to domestic violence lose sleep, they miss meals, they miss school, they fear for their lives, and some of them even die. So it's not even close to adequate to describe this experience as witnessing or exposure. I want to get that out there right away, because if we're going to talk about these things, they're really, one is inextricable from the other. And when we're looking back, when we're sitting in the year 2030 and we're looking back on the fact that we used to call what these children experience exposure or witnessing, I want that to be something that's in the past, and I want us to look at these things like they're one and the same. Moving on from there, now that we have established that witnessing is in fact experiencing, we have to address what I think has been kind of the gaping hole in what used to be referred to as the battered women's movement. Now we talk about intimate partner violence. But what's going on there, as reluctant as we are to admit it, is not prevention. We're not reducing domestic violence. The Oregon Attorney General report just came out, and last year in Oregon, 55 domestic violence homicides occurred. 55 people died from domestic violence. That's a dramatic increase from the year before, and if we look back at the history of the last 30-plus years of the battered women's movement, still we haven't reduced domestic violence. We're saving lives every day. The women I go to work with every day, they're saving lives, they're changing lives, they're empowering survivors. But we're not just here, not just Oregon, across the country, we're not reducing intimate partner violence. 30 seconds. The missing piece, I think the next big thing we need to work on is engaging men and boys. For so long,